Oh, what's up? Welcome, Solutionaries. Welcome to the Maj Toure Show. We back. We back here to chop it up with everybody, talk about what's going on in politics. Welcome y'all to the show. Y'all know the routine. You come in, tell me where you from, what city you in. Tell me what platform you watching on. Comment, hit the like button, share the space all over the place, and let's discuss these solutions. You know, when you tap into the show, we talk about politics, pop culture, sports, whatever, as long as we can turn it back into a solution. Shouts to everybody tapping, and I see y'all tapping in from X. If you're watching this on X right now, make sure you repost the show. All right? It don't cost you nothing to do that. Cost you absolutely nothing. Huge shouts to everybody that has been supportive today. We are now $300 away from our fundraising goal. That's it. $300. Charlie Boy, what's up? Where you from, Charlie Boy? Where you watching from? Naturally Armed, what's up? Jersey in the house, what's going on? I want to hear from everybody, and tonight, y'all are going to be a little upset with me because I've changed my mind about Iran. Yep, I'm not too egotistical to the point that I won't say when there's been a pivot, but I'm going to be making the pivot as loud as the initial position. So we're going to talk about some of this Iran situation, and then we're going to tie that back into the work. We're going to tie that into why you should be taking Stop the Bleed classes, why you should be taking prep classes, why you should be taking urban survival, especially if you live in a big city, why you should be taking firearms basics classes. We're going to talk about all of that. Charlie Boy's from South Jersey. Again, guys, if you are in Charlie Boy, it seemed like you might be in Naturally Armed's neck of the woods. Well, you said South Jersey, never mind. But Naturally Armed is an instructor in the Jersey area. If you guys need any type of training in that regard, that's who you follow. Make sure you support the people that support the channel, support the work, support BGM. But anyway, I've changed my mind about the Iran shit. And as you guys can see, tonight, we have a goal. As you can see on the screen, you got our GoFundMe there. We are $300 away from our next goal. The Will Voss in Georgia, what's up? Appreciate you. I want everybody, there's 46 of y'all watching. I want everybody to help support the work. It's 46 of y'all. If 46 people give $10 a piece, that's $460. We are $300 away from our goal. GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary, wherever you're watching that little ticker down at the bottom where it says donate. I want everybody to put your donations there. I don't want you to do them on YouTube. We're going to work something else out for YouTube. We're going to hold off on the super chats for now. But I want everybody to support our actual work. So, Iran. I had a conversation with someone a few days ago, and the Iran conversation was the center of it. I am not a fan of war in general. Anybody that is a fan of fucking war in general, A, is a psychopath. B, is a politician who's sending somebody else to die, and they got some economic interest in it, i.e. also a psychopath. Or they're just saying shit. I don't ever want to be in another shootout. I don't ever want to be in any type of anything. I want to grow grapes and learn how to turn them into wine and grow to be 99 years old and all of those different things. I avoid stupid shit as everyone should. However, we also live, somebody anonymous first Soderberg just gave a donation. Appreciate you, anonymous. We now need $200 to our goal. Okay? $200 to our goal at GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary. I have your email. I'll be shooting you an email with your on board right after the show. So this is how it goes, guys. You guys donate. Every donor at the $100 level, I get an email. All right? And when I get that email, we send you an on-board email so you can get access to all of the classes. But anyway, I'll go over that towards the end of the show. And I'll be reminding you guys, we're now $200 away from our goal. And we want everybody to do that at GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary. We talk about things that go back towards the work. Okay? Naturally Armed with the $20 super chat. Thank you for that, Naturally Armed. Guys, everybody that wants to give a super chat tonight, do it at GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary. Thank you, Naturally Armed. Dodge City Rocks is over there from Southern Delaware. What's up? So let's go back to this war thing, y'all. When I had this conversation, I start the conversation as it relates to the war in Iran, and it's a war. Stop bullshitting. It's a war. Just because you're calling it a thing semantics-wise to justify going around a system of checks and balances and Congress having to vote on it, which is weird to me because it seems like the GOP, who has the House and the Senate, and the Republicans have the executive and Trump, right? It seems to me if you just went through a vote, those people will probably agree with you anyway. But they go on anything to do out of their way to not have a vote because no wars since World War II have been voted on by Congress, which is stupid, which is in the opposition of the Constitution. But because the War Powers Resolution exists, it can be done legally. All right? But it's not called a war. It's called the War on Terror or such and such and such. Whatever that is. They do those things to make you think that it's not really war, but it is. Now that that's established, I'm not a fan. I believe that if it's a justifiable reason to go to war, it should be like a threat. There's an actual threat. Then Congress should vote on it. And the American people should be aware of the reasons. These things should be explained very thoroughly, communicated very well. And the elected representatives make that decision. That's how it's supposed to go in a constitutional republic with a system of checks and balances. So my answer usually is no, thank you. My answer is usually no, thank you, because in most instances, it has very little to do with American threats to American ways of life. It just does. We spent 21 years in Afghanistan, and I say we, and I'm going to be very tongue-in-cheek and very respectful of how I say that. I have never served in the military. I've served my community for almost a decade now. But I have never served in combat in the military. So I want to be clear, because I don't want some of you vet bros to be offended and say, well, you didn't serve. I serve the American people every single day with the work that we do at BGM and all of those different things. Me fundraising, sacrificing my own individual life to try to strengthen the Constitution that some of y'all want to try to like get around and maneuver around and avoid and shit like that. Those are acts of service. We've generated, as y'all can see right on the screen, we've generated and gave away a little, in about $19,000-$20,000. We will have generated and gave away $1 million in service of strengthening our communities and getting people on training. Every man should train. Every man should serve. All right? All men must die. All men must serve. Y'all know that line from the Game of Thrones. Vala Morghulis or something like that. And Vala Morghulis, and that's the response in Valeria. What that supposed to means is all men must die. All men must serve. So I'm of that service to our community, to our country, to our countrymen and our countrywomen. And I want to get that out the way for some of you fucking vet bros jump out there and act like if someone isn't in the military, that doesn't mean that they can't have service, nor does it mean that they can't have a viewpoint and a take on these things, because that's silly. We say we want people to be civically involved and engaged, but when they start expressing things with a sound knowledge base, especially a historical reference of looking what the United States government has done outside of the will of the people, then they try to act like because they like war and they went to war, like there's some special club. And I get it. If you've been in combat, there's different levels of combat, so we're not knocking that. But I want to be very clear on what the difference here is. So my ability and what I've done already to serve our communities, and I still do. And a part of that is trying to get people to not get involved in fucking conflict. Okay? So anyway, my answers usually around this are no thank you, because the United States government and elected officials are bullshitters and liars. We all remember they got weapons of mass destruction. We all remember that. And if you as the United States government are running into skepticism from the American people, blame the United States government. Clean house. Clean house. Y'all had every bit to do with our skepticism for your word. And the unfortunate part in this scenario is you guys aren't even giving us solid word on what actually the fuck is happening. So generally, again, my answer when people say, what do you think about this? My answer is no, thank you. And then the caveat to that is, but maybe. But maybe. No, thank you, but maybe. And I say but maybe because I am also a realist. I understand the reason for the system of checks and balances. I understand the reason for limits on government. I understand all of these things, right? But a lot of the people that say, let's just rush to war, don't sign up and go to war. How come y'all not enlisting? Lindsey Graham is talking about sending people to war. Lindsey Graham don't even have no children, but he want to send your children to war. Goofball. All of the people that got so much to say about it never fucking go to war. Sign up right now. Start enlisting. But they won't. But I also recognize that the world is a fight. The world currently is a fight for energy and resources. And if the United States government said what the truth is, as it relates to why we're in Iran, and no, this ain't going to be no like the Jews made us do it. I'm not into that. And if that's the case, cool. If the Israeli government has that much of dirt on American politicians that they can get them to go fight, then it's more of a reason for us to say no. However, if the United States government said the reason why we are in the region and the reason why we're doing this, even though some of y'all want to be like, oh yeah, the Jews did it or whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. If you said we are here because we want to control the flow of oil and resources in the region known as the Middle East, we want to control the Strait of Hormuz, we want to potentially settle everybody else down if we can get Iran under the attack. If the United States government said these are also banker wars, and if we can get Iran, who does not have a Rothschild-backed central bank, to get a part of this fold, we can expand our dominance there as well. If they said, openly showed, the only reason why this economy is propped up is because of warmongering, I might say maybe. Not because I'm aligned with it morally. I'm aligned with it from a 48 laws of power, strategic, aggressive. David, thank you for that $10 donation, David, at givesendgo.com/Solutionary. So we now need $190 more to hit our goal. $190, guys. Thank you for that, David. Appreciate you. Again, guys, as you donate, I get an email right here. And this email tells me who it is. I won't say you guys' first and last name. Well, David put it up there in his whole thing. David said that. Anonymous before that, $100. Said, I hope and pray you get to your goal and help a lot of people. Thank you for both of that, y'all. Let's get 10 matches to David at $10. So while y'all watching, open up another window. Go to givesendgo.com/Solutionary. There's 116 of y'all watching right now. If all 116 of y'all go do $10, you guys get the point. Anyway, we want to control the energy. We want to control the flow of oil. We want to subdue some of these other folks. If we subdue some of those folks, maybe we don't got to get Turkey. We don't got to blow Turkey up next. We'll get them to capitulate to our demands because we on some gangster shit. If you said that honestly to the American people, a lot more of the American people will accept it that way. Because in reality, that's the real reason. That's why everybody that's watching the show right now can't give a clearly defined reason other than speculation of why we're fighting Iran. You can't say it was for, nuclear weapons. You can't use that excuse anymore. Last June, there was 3 strikes. 3 strikes in Iran last June and said, yo, we got rid of their capabilities to create nuclear warheads. That was last June. Don't believe me. Go look it up. Okay, John, let's listen what John says. I'm gonna get to you, John. I'm gonna leave you a comment up there. All right? Everybody read John's comment. I'm gonna smash this comment in a second. Conan says the strikes last year did little to nothing. That's not what this United States government said. See, this is the problem that we fundamentally have, and this is why I'm open to changing my mind about Iran, but the United States government got to stop fucking lying. That's not what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump said after he blew it up and he started calling everybody panicans, and he said we obliterated their ability to do it in them 3 different sites. It was all the way they was doing it deep underground. We destroyed it. It's under rubble. All of that. We destroyed their capabilities. That's what the fuck you said. Stop lying. Stop lying. I'd rather you say nothing than lie, because you said this and we go, okay, cool. Maybe we were panicking in last June. If we were panicking in last June, you got in, couple of strikes, knocked out their nuclear capability. They're the paper tiger, because that's another one that they say. Iran's a paper tiger. Iran's a paper tiger. Which one is it? Iran's a paper tiger, or Iran's is this close to nuclear war armament? Which one is it? So again, I either say, no thank you, or maybe. But it depends on what fucking lie y'all want to tell me that day of the week. That day of the week, which lie do you want to tell me? Banned. Oh, no, not my bad. I banned the wrong person. Let me. Hold on, I banned the wrong person. Damn, I don't know how to unban the right person. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I banned the wrong person. Yeah. I want to unban somebody. I banned Bookworm. That was an accident. I got caught up in the crossfire. That's right. Ban discipline. I hit the wrong person. As soon as I hit the button, it jumped up. Somebody will show me how to do it. Or tell me how to do it. How to unban. Anyway. Here's the argument. If you tell me the truth, I may say maybe, because I have all of the information. If you lie to me, and I look at the history of lying, I say, no, thank you. If you say last June, we literally use the word obliterated. We obliterated their capability to do da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what you said. Okay? Once you say, we obliterated your capability to do X, Y, and Z, I go, oh, okay, cool. Maybe I was a panic. And see, that's where we are as objective solutionaries. We say, oh, okay, well, you got in, did your thing, my bad. You get in, you did your thing. You didn't get us entrenched in a truncated war, right? So cool. Then you fast forward and say, oh, they still back to nuclear. So you mean to tell me in less than a year, they rebuilt the capability to all of their nuclear sites within a year? What are you lying about? You lying then or you lying now? Well, let's go to what John said. Let me scroll up real quick. This is so ridiculous. Iran has been stating they're going to destroy America for decades and that they are developing nuclear weapons. This is what they've been saying. Okay. Let's bring it back down to brass tacks real quick, guys. Okay. Let's talk about what an imminent threat actually is. Let's say somebody says, they say over the internet for a year, yo, Maj, when I see you, it's on site. 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 Do I get to get my gun and go over to them and shoot them? I want to hear from y'all in the chat. Y'all tell me in the chat. Somebody says for 6 months on the internet, when I see you, Maj, it's on site. Death to Maj Toure. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? The person that I just banned that was talking shit, right? I banned this person. He's saying all of this shit about me. You a coward. When I see you, it's up. Then I find his IP address. I go to his house and I shoot him. Is that okay? Is that okay? Let's go with that. Because the same moral standard that we have for ourselves is the same moral standard we should have for the other humans that are elected officials, or i.e. public servants, politicians, and relating to sending somebody to go kill somebody and being killed. See, these are the double standards that everybody got. Is it okay if somebody threatens me with words? And this is so funny. My bad, bookworm. I ain't mean to do that. If somebody says that and I go shoot them, is it okay? No. The answer is no, because y'all commenting too slow. I hate when people take forever to say some shit. The answer is no. So if we have a standard of limited government and war being an absolute last need, and we really living by that, then my answer got to be no thank you. My answer has to be no thank you. So we hear somebody say, oh, Iran said, I don't give a fuck what Iran said. We can circumnavigate Iran by just working hard. And all of this 2,000-year-old war shit, stop the bullshit. Okay, John says, let's go with John again. It's not about talk. It's also that they're working towards attacking us. Shut the fuck up, John. You sound stupid as fuck. Also, remember that 9/11, Pearl Harbor, and October 7th were all intelligence failures. Stop, bro. You just drank the Kool-Aid, hook, line, and sinker. Cut the bullshit. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound as aggressive to y'all, because I know we all just chopping it up in the chat, right? Are we just chopping it up in the chat? Okay, the inspector said they had nuclear material. Okay, cool. Then did we not blow it up in June? Did we not just blow it up in June? And if we blew it up in June, could they rebuild that fast? These are very simple questions. And the problem is they try to make y'all think that the shit gotta be super complex. No, they're lying then or lying now. This isn't complicated. Motherfuckers is lying then or lying now. We ain't, come on, guys. Then when the lies happen and somebody like me go, well, I thought you just said that. Then when I pull back, you just said, we not going to no new wars. It's stupid for us to involve ourselves in Iran. J.D. Vance said it. Trump campaigned on it. Then when we remember it and I go, yeah, because wars cost us trillions of dollars. Meanwhile, the infrastructure in America is fucked. When I say that, y'all think that I'm being anti-American. Okay? John says, no, I've been paying attention. You're worried about what American politicians are saying. I'm worried about what Iran is saying. These same politicians in Iran haven't done nothing for 40 years. Now, some of y'all going to say, well, they was killing us. Well, why we ain't retaliate about them 30, 40 years ago? See, I get understanding what the enemy is saying and doing. 1,000%, I'm not knocking that. I'm just telling you that your sources are not fucking credible and it sound like bullshit. And don't be mad at actual patriots who have exercised skepticism for a lying fucking United States government. This is the same government that y'all said was shit when Biden was in office. This is the same government that had everything. Oh, they FBI when Obama was in, when Trump ran the first time, they was tapping the Trump Tower and all of this. Y'all got all of the information. Meanwhile, we're not talking about the same fucking federal government agents and politicians that got in there that run the fucking FBI that said it's nothing to look at with the fucking Epstein files. But I'm supposed to believe them and believe that Iran has it out for us. Ideologically, maybe. I agree with that. But maybe if you stop bombing their fucking places and killing their fucking leaders, there's a thing called blowback. Ron Paul talked about it for 30, 40 years at this point. So you expect me to ignore all of that history? Operation Northwoods, Operation this, Operation that. Motherfucking black and white, unredacted files from the 60s saying, hey, maybe we blow up one of our own ships and blame it on Cuba so we can start the issue. I'm supposed to ignore that as a patriot, as a solutionary. I'm supposed to ignore all of that because they're telling the truth this time. Even fucking Charlie Kirk said it. They were wrong about Libya, wrong about Yemen, wrong about the fucking Arab Spring, wrong about this, wrong about that, but maybe they get it right this time, and I'm not supposed to have any fucking questions about it. Cut the fucking bullshit. Stop. Either your government needs to be better at communicating the thing, or your government is a fucking piece of shit. Which one is more, like, it may be a little bit of both. They horrible at communicating because they don't want to say we doing gangster shit. We not the good guys. They want the benefit of the high moral ground while at the same time, okay, pretending like they not doing gangster shit. And if you just said we doing gangster shit because we're in a proxy war with China, because that's another argument. Well, we're in a proxy war with China. Okay, cool. If I got beef with somebody over there that's getting a lot of money and I'm getting money over here, if I start waging war on this man right here because that dude over there might get a little bit of resources and do business with him, it's still an act of war, asymmetrical warfare. I don't get to just circumnavigate the Constitution because I'm going to keep that same energy I kept during fucking COVID. You don't get to just force me to do something. The Constitution has a setup for a reason, and it's situated as such for a purpose. If you just keep giving government excuses to ignore the fucking limits when emergencies occur, they'll create more emergencies to keep ignoring the rules and the limits. So I'm going to keep that same energy because as a solutionary, I'm intellectually consistent while saying I understand how the power vacuum works. But I want you to own as the United States government, stop lying to the people. You pissing off the roof and telling us it's fucking raining. And we're not stupid. Then when someone can explain it very simply like myself, the vet bros that want war, because I know a lot of vets that's like, this is stupid. No, absolutely. I just heard Pete Hegseth, right? And y'all got me defending Pete Hegseth because now the new thing is Pete Hegseth didn't salute the black dude back. Y'all don't know nothing about no salute zones. Y'all don't know about fucking whether enlisted men salutes and how that go. My dad was in the Navy. He did a whole fucking retired from the Navy. So now we're talking about that with Pete Hegseth, instead of the fact that Pete Hegseth is getting on stage every day talking about we're going to clobber him. This motherfucker sound like a goddamn, he sound like a wrestler. He sound like a DJ. He sound like DJ Academics. I want to smoke with all of y'all niggas. That's what Pete Hegseth sounds like. And I get it. Morale. Don't get me fucked up. I understand these things, but the morale needs to be going in a righteous direction. And if you told us that going to Iran for a whole bunch of time was wrong, you got to give me a reason. You got to explain to me. When RFK Jr. was running for president, and I was like, no, he's anti-gun. Can't rock with it. And he was like, oh no, I'm not gonna take anybody's guns. And I'm like, you can't, motherfucker. You could barely talk. Your voice sound like you chewed fucking crushed glass. But then when I was going, no, he's an anti-gun. Here's the tweet where he said the NRA is a blood-soaked organization. Everybody want to act like because I'm principled, or you got to tell me more than just I changed my mind. You see how the title of tonight's show is I changed my mind about Iran, right? I can explain to you my positions, and I have to explain those positions to you fully so you can get more context. Otherwise, I'm just saying some shit because somebody paid me to say some shit, or I'm saying some shit for my own interest. Okay? So when somebody just says, oh, I changed my mind. Well, what happened? How'd you get from point A to point Z? There's 24 fucking letters in between here. You got to at least give me 10 of the letters. Or you don't. But if you don't, I get to say, you just jumped from A to Z and I don't believe you. Then some of y'all that want to be in the cult want to say, you just hate America. You just low IQ. You just X, Y, and Z. And all of that shit is copium. Get the fuck out my face. It's all copium. Tell me why it's now making sense. Because the answer is, we are fucking, talk about Iran. Okay? Talk about Persia. We are fucking Xerxes and the Persians is the example I give all the time. We are no longer, they're marketing to us. One level they saying, 1 minute, they saying, we freeing the people, the Iranian people. Then you blow up a fucking school where 100 fucking girls blow the fuck up. That's not fucking freedom for them women. Fuck you. I value life. I don't give a fuck about anybody else's freedom above ours first. When I say America first, I mean it. I don't mean it up until. Now, if we communicate better and I go, you can tell me why this gangster shit that we doing is going to improve the quality of life for the majority of Americans, then I'll say again, maybe. I'm not disillusioned. I carry a gun. I'm not in Shangri-La. You don't get it fucked up because I'm a libertarian that I don't understand how power operates and how violence operates. Don't get it fucked up. If you tell me economically we will usher in and can prove it with some actionable items and data, but you can't. But if you said to me, if we go do this gangster shit right here, because I can see how it could be beneficial for us. Don't get me fucked up. I can see how it could be beneficial for us. But I'm not going to go along with your lie and get a bunch of people, military men and women, fucking killed based on a lie. You got to tell me the truth. Here's the problem with a lot of men do with women. I've done it in the past. I'll say half-truths. I'll omit shit. I'll lie. I've cheated. As opposed to saying, hey, I like you and I like you. I got a girl, da-da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop-whoop-whoop. You allow that person to make the decision. But now you're just keeping everybody in the dark. And how you know she might have been cool with it? So you want to get the outcome, but you don't want the honesty associated with it. Then you run into somebody like me to go, what you telling me don't make sense. Somebody in the chat, tell me, 1,000%. Why are we at war in Iran? And yes, it is a fucking war. I don't want to play the semantics game. I'm not going to play the semantics game. Also, guys, if you're getting some value from the show, we are $190 away from our goal. I want everybody to go over to givesendgo.com/solutionary. There's 168 of y'all, 70 of y'all watching right now. Everybody just go donate $10. Okay? Everybody just go donate $10. Givesendgo.com/solutionary. Now, tell me in the chat, tell me. Why did the United States government go to war? What is our objective? How does this improve the quality of life for Americans? And tell me why that couldn't be explained and why it couldn't be voted on when the House, the Senate, and the executive branch are all down in the they down with Trump. Even if you went through the process of getting the votes, the only person that might have dissented might have been Massey, maybe a few others. Marjorie Taylor Greene not in there no more. You got the numbers. Tell me why. John back again, still believe. John believes the official party line. I want y'all to tell me this. Why are we at war? Legitimately, why you think it? Why we're at war in Iran right now? Does it align with what the government said? And do you believe that the motherfucking United States, that Iran really has nuke capability? Did we all forget they got weapons of mass destruction conversation, the Condoleezza Rice, George Bush Jr. conversation? Did we all see? That's the problem. Y'all don't know I'm 87 years old. Y'all think because I got shoulders and long hair, and when I do shave, I look 20-something, so y'all don't think I know. I'm actually 92 years old. That's just the reality. I'm 92 years old. I'm fucking, let's stop. I'm a vampire at this point. I'm fucking Pharrell from the Clips. I mean, in the Neptunes. I just don't age. I'm 95 years old. So I remember in the 90s when they said they got weapons of mass destruction. This is a war on terror. We got to do this. And you know what came out of that? The Patriot Act. You know what came out of that? War on terror in Afghanistan? 20 some odd years of death, exhausted resources, and who did we give the country back to? Meaning Afghanistan, back to the Taliban. The difference here is this one isn't being marketed because they learned a little bit. And they know that a lot of y'all is young bucks. The difference here is they're not packaging this hardcore as we got to bring democracy to the people of Iran. They're not saying it that way like they said it in Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, whatever. They're not saying it that way. They'll mention here and there little bits and pieces about, yeah, we got to get X, Y, and Z. We got to get this happening. We got to free the people of Iran. They'll mention it, but the whole war is not marketed as that. It's being marketed as these are going to be a few strikes here and there. I don't give a fuck if it's a few strikes. Because if another country wanted to do a few strikes on any of our resources, people, personnel, landmarks, we would see it as the act of war that it is. That's it. John said, hold on, let me read what John just said real quick. John giving some good pushback, so I'll rock with you, John. John says, if the goal was anything other than to create a nuke, why did they insist on 60% enrichment? How many people believe that? Somebody show me in the chat. Show me in the chat where there's Iran saying we at 6. So let's blow this. Let's think of this for a second. I'm gonna sit down across from Trump in the negotiations and that team and say, we back better than ever, baby. Y'all thought y'all blew us up last week. Y'all ain't blow us up. Riggs with the $20 donation. Thank you, y'all. We need $170 more dollars. It's 179 of y'all. If 179 people give $20 to match that donation, we get to the goal. $170 is what we need. Let's get more than that. Let's switch the goal to, let's say $200 so I can keep it easier in my brain. Thank you, Riggs, for that $20 donation. 20 people, go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Match that donation at $20. All right, 10 people, 20 people, whatever. So y'all telling me that at the negotiations, Iran sat down at the table and said, death to America. We have rebuilt. We're back better than ever. Ha 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 ha. To the motherfucker that just blew their shit up last summer. While we going into summer. How many people actually believe that? How many people believe that? They sat down, told them, we at such and such and such and such. It's pinned in the YouTube comments. Hold on, y'all. It's pinned in the Give Send Go page is pinned in the YouTube comments. I think it is. I think that's what Bookworm is saying. Bookworm just said, I can't believe people still fall for the propaganda. How can we ever be free when half the population is stupid as fuck? Bro, like, who y'all just blew our shit up. Even if that's true, even if they sneakily rebuilt and they got, even though 60% is still below weapons grade, but nonetheless, I get what you're trying to say. They trying to get another bomb. All right, cool. Let's say that's the case, right? Do you think strategically they sit down at the table and say to the motherfucker that just bombed their 3 manufacturing sites, we back, baby. Fuck you. At a negotiation. Do you really think that? Like, tell me the strategic, fucking valuable positioning that gives them to say that at that table, for them to come back to us, meaning the United States government, our representatives, and say, yeah, they said this. They said this. Tell me how that really makes sense to you. Especially after we have a litany of history of United States government officials lying. 1,000% lying. All right, let's see. Will Voss says, May 8, 2018, canceled by Trump, 60% happened after. That's why there was a JCPOA. You're making the world's dumbest argument. Who is? The JCPOA was fine, but Trump is a moron. George Ichi says, Philly represent. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, even if all of this is true, that they really was that stupid, and it's 1,000% true that they sat at the negotiation table and said exactly that. I know, Will. I know you're not meaning. Right? Even if they said that. Right? And if it was 100% true, 100% true, they sat down at the table and said that, right? The reason why government does not have the support of the people is because the United States government has cried wolf so many fucking times that our level of healthy skepticism and distrust for the government, as the founders intended, is at an all-time high. So even if the Iranian government sat down and said that, and they were telling the truth, and everything lined up, they rebuilt their shit in less than a year, and they sat down at the table and said, we invincible, baby. Do your best. Death to fucking America. Even if they was 100% right, the United States government is so shitty that they can't even get the trust from the general public to be like, nah. Outside of the obvious fact that I think that's horseshit. Fran says, it's understandable to be against the war. However, saying this aggression from the U.S. as if since 1979, 1,000 Americans haven't been killed from the Islamic regime. Bro, all right, y'all really drank the Kool-Aid tonight. I love y'all because this makes good banter, right? But listen, if it took you 38 years, however many years, 1979, which is 46, 47 years, that's damn near the same time that everybody been saying Iran had the nukes and they 2 weeks away. Every fucking year is they 2 weeks away. They 17 minutes away from a nuke. They 3 months away from a nuke. They weeks away from a fucking nuke. Every fucking 10 minutes, they doing a little Kim shit. 17 minutes. They away from a nuke. In world history, only one nation has used nuclear arms. One. In world history. And that same country used them twice on one country. Somebody tell me who that is. Somebody tell me who that is. United States of America. Nagasaki, Hiroshima. I love our country, man. I hate the United States government. So my position on Iran is, no thank you, but maybe. No thank you. You guys are fucking liars. And you're sending all of these young men to go fucking die. Men that need to find purpose. Men that need to fucking father children. Men that need to rebuild their communities. Men that need to work on the infrastructure of America. No thank you. But if you said, we gonna go do some gangster shit. Why I'm gonna do some gangster shit? Because we are now the Persian Empire. We Xerxes. We not Leonidas. They marketing it to y'all as we the good guys. We Leonidas and the small 300 underdogs. We are not. And I don't mean we as our countrymen and countrywomen. I mean we as we are representative. We've allowed our bastard children to control our nation and infiltrate the military-industrial complex and Congress and all of that to the point now we're going around the system of checks and balances to do war shit and just say it's not really a war. It's just an op. It's just an op. If Russia or China or Iran said we did some wild shit, it's just an op, we would go, that's an act of war. We fucking you all the way over. Right? That's what I'm saying. So this argument that like for thousands, since 47 years ago, there's been 1,000 people killed by the Iranians. 1,000 people in 47 motherfucking years. I'm sorry to all of the family members and all of that. I don't want to sound this to be mean, but 1,000 motherfuckers over 47 years. Why we ain't smoked them 20 years in? You listen. All of this, it's just back-to-back contradictions. On one hand, we want to say, when black people talk about reparations, right? Everybody understand, yo, that was back in the past. You wasn't even alive then. Yada, yada, yada. We understand that sentence. But then a motherfucker did some shit, probably in relation to what the United States did. The fact that Iran is a mess right now is because the United States ran a fucking coup and overthrew the fucking Shah. Stop it. We were meddling in their shit then. But we don't got to bring up that history right now for argument's sake. So you fucking with somebody for some time. This time goes by. Now you want to bring up the old shit. But then when other people start bringing up old shit, oh no, why are we living in the past? You're talking about 1,000 people over 47 years when the United States government was involved in overthrows, coups, all other type of shit in the Middle East. Y'all know that the CIA got their hands all over this shit. Stop it. Stop it. Stop lying. Hold them accountable. Your dollar has lost 96% of its spending power since 1914. And you talking about they are building a digital surveillance state around motherfuckers. And you talking about they killed 1,000 of us. Fauci should be fucking hung if that's the case. Cuomo with the fucking, I didn't forget that in 2000 with the ventilators in New York and all of them old people that died. So we going after Cuomo? No. We going after Fauci? No. Did Trump, who hired Fauci and didn't fire Fauci and still has yet to prosecute Fauci, have they done anything about that? But we want to bring up all of that old shit, ignoring our involvement in fucking with Iran, and then want to say, oh, they've been attacking us since 47 years ago. But you, okay, then your government is a bitch because you were supposed to smoke whoever soon as they got down with one of yours. No, y'all just utilizing that shit as the dangling carrot to say, yeah, they said death to America. If somebody says death to Maj, you know what I do? Laugh. If somebody tries to kill Maj, I'm going to shoot the shit out you. But I don't get to because somebody was like, fuck Maj. I get to go, oh, that was I was preemptive retaliatory strikes. Get the fuck out of here. He said something. Y'all the same people that say when black people be like, he called me the N-word. Oh, you letting the word control you? That's low IQ. So now we supposed to be that same low IQ shit as a government, as a nation, for some shit, ignoring our involvement in it over 47 years for 1,000 people, ignoring us fucking with them, and we ain't smoked them 3 decades ago. But now that's the justifiable reason, and yet and still, nobody in the chat has told me what the United States government has said. This is the reason why we going the fuck over there. After for years, all campaigning saying, we not fucking going over there. That shit is expensive and that shit is stupid. I'm telling you, Trump said it a gang of times. J.D. Vance said it a gang of times. You literally campaigned on it. Now you want me to ignore that because what? Tell me why. John Doe says, it's not a street beef on the block. You don't understand shit about geopolitics if you think that. You's a silly motherfucker, John Doe, if you think that. Geopolitics is the streets. Power is the same thing. It's just more potential death, bigger guns, bigger armies, and more zeros behind the dollars for the robbery. Anybody that can't see the parallel between the streets and geopolitics and war and asymmetrical warfare, you don't know what the fuck. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's not happening necessarily on our street, but we sent shooters to a place to kill people for the shit that they got. It's no more The Wire than that. We're debating in a country of 90 million people. Iran has 90 million people. Tehran has 10 million people. We're entertaining, Trump said, I haven't really given an order, but I'm thinking about it, on sending boots on the ground, which will be a massive failure. First of all, the IRGC exists. The Baji exists. I always fuck their pronunciation up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's insurgents. First of all, Iran's army is about 350,000 people. That's one. 350,000 people. All right. That's before we start getting to all of the insurgents and the IRGC and the bitch. It's just a lot. Trump is entertaining the concept as carriers are moving in the region, because that's happening, right? Trump is saying, I haven't given the order, but I've thought about it, putting boots on the ground. Pete Hegseth got up there and said, you wouldn't need 200,000 people. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Tehran is 10 million people. Tehran is New York City. You think a force of 20,000 people, boots on the ground, could control, never mind the fact that they're ideologues. They are true believers. See, this the problem, y'all, is I'm a fucking geek. That's the difference. I'm a nerd. I'm interested in shit. So I've been watching the History Channel shit for a bajillion years. I'm 107 years old. So you got 10 million people in Tehran in a highly fractured area that is mostly Muslim that don't fuck with you, and you kept fucking with them for however long. You think you're going to stroll 20,000 motherfuckers in there. This ain't Afghanistan. They got actual fighters. And you got your ass whipped by Afghanistan. This, at a certain point, strategy, numbers, data, history, facts matter at a certain point. So Pete Hegseth is saying we could just roll up such as if we did do it, right? Tehran is 10 million people. Iran is 90 million people. Then you got the region of Muslims. Turkey know you coming for them next. So on one hand, you might destabilize, or that whole shit crush you and crumble you. You'd need about 200,000 boots on the ground to try to start that. And you're going to get a wave after wave of fucking casualty. So pardon me if early in the game, I want to say stuff, to ask questions, to go, that seems to not make sense. Because if them men and women get sent there, you're fucked. I'm not saying that they have a fighting force better than the United States SF dudes. I'm not saying that. Okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's death that I gotta quantify and understand why this death is fucking happening. And if we all collectively get on the same page and be like, we doing gangster shit. Here's where I would be behind it if the United States government said it, and if people were honest about certain shit. I'm a high school dropout. I shouldn't know any of this fucking shit, but I do. If I stop doing all of these things and these games, United States government stop having these games and say, look, there's 20% of the world's fucking oil supply being traded through the Strait of Hormuz. We want to control that corner. We already locked down Venezuela a couple of months prior because we knew we was going to go after them bitch ass motherfuckers over there. So we wanted to snatch Maduro and his bitch. We got her in the tuck. We ain't kill him yet, but we got him. We tossed him in some Nike tech, snatched him up to New York. He chilling. We letting him know what's up. We got a good oil situation happening there. On a chessboard, this looks good for the United States, but you got to remove the motherfucking moral high ground with me, because I might be down with it. Bro, we isolate China. We control all of that 25% of the fucking, let's say 20, let's say 15. 15% of the oil flowing through the world through the Strait of Hormuz, right? China get fucking 10-15% of their oil from fucking Iran. We box them motherfuckers in because they got to come through us. We tax them a little bit extra because we heard Xi Jinping was talking a little spicy. We tax him, bang them in the head a little bit. We got the Venezuelan oil. We just was leaned on Greenland a little bit to say, hey, what's up? Right? We just went down to Mexico, sniped a couple motherfuckers. Bang, bang. We don't give a fuck that y'all that. We'll come shoot you motherfuckers too. Right? We keep them a little quiet. These things are happening on the chessboard simultaneously. Call it what it is. Now, I'm a fan of Zbigniew Brzezinski's books, Grand Chessboard. Most of these motherfuckers arguing with me never even fucking played chess before in their motherfucking life. So I'm looking at all of the chessboard. The chessboard is set up great. If we win all of these things, this sets up America as Bitcoin is going up, as the petrodollar is going down, as Terry just said, and the Will Voss just said, as the petrodollar is going down, as some of y'all motherfuckers going to be right on central bank digital currencies, dick. Y'all didn't pay attention to David Icke Y'all didn't pay attention to Alex Jones in the 90s. So y'all gonna be central bank digital currency motherfuckers. The Bitcoin motherfuckers gonna have their whole thing over here, their own alternative thing. Right? Y'all got programmable dollars over there. The people that's more like, I'm gonna do my whole nature thing. That's buying land and growing their own food. They're gonna do that. That's those swaths of people that's leaving from the big cities, that's going into like the bottom part of the smile in America, like Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, all up and through that, right? Those people gonna be living off the land. That infrastructure gets built. If we do this right and win, even if we lose, it's a great fight. But call it what the fuck it is. Explain it. The problem is this. They doing things and lying about it. Some of us are sharp enough to see the lie, and they trying to sell that shit to us like it's the moral high ground. Well, if we talking about war and street shit, don't talk to me about your moral high ground. Just say, we gonna go take this shit. Just be like fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine was on that interview with, what's her name? I stole that shit. This is what I do. Just say that. But see, y'all want the moral high ground while doing the unrighteous shit. And some of us, I might be like, maybe. Because some of y'all, most of y'all 85ers, y'all going to be asleep. Y'all going to get central bank digital currencies. Y'all not going to develop no skills. Y'all not going to buy no guns. Y'all ain't got no 3D printers. Y'all the 85ers. Y'all the tax cattle. Some of y'all going to CBDC it out. And they know that. Right? Some of y'all going to play the game differently. Some of y'all going to maneuver differently. Some of y'all going to be potential warlords like me. That'll be just like, I'm taking everybody's shit. So I'm not contradictory to the point where I'm pretending like I don't understand this. I'm just telling y'all, my view on this shit is a bigger chessboard of the situation, but they're lying to the people that don't get it. They're doing what I'm telling y'all they did. Soon as they took Venezuela, I was like, yup, Iran's next. I promise y'all. Dollars to donuts. They ain't even going to be finished. Hope and pray. The Iran situation is over in 6 weeks. I pray that. I'll be cool with it. If they legitimately are like 6 weeks in, it ain't a massive boots on the ground. They just killing everybody, right? If that really happens, 6 weeks. But see, here's the conversation about weeks. I remember not so long ago, which seems so long ago, I remember in March of 2020 when they said, just give us 2 weeks to slow the spread. And I was like, fuck no, they're lying. Everybody was like, Maj, you just said da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, fuck you. And then it was 2 years. I remember every single one of the motherfuckers, the last Iraqi Freedom, Desert Storm, whatever the fuck. It could be 6 days. I remember Donald Rumsfeld said it. I remember Dick Cheney said it. See, that's the problem. I remember because I'm 1,000 years old. Y'all with them short-ass attention spans and goldfish fucking perception of life, you don't remember. You think that there's some new shit. And any good faith that I had on the shit was lost on the Trump administration. I gave into this Trump run because I'm like, shit, y'all hear me say this all the time. I was like, this is a perfect layup for Trump. He could get rid of the deep state. He could say fuck Kamala and Biden. He could do this. He could win. He's been the biggest political fumble of fucking all time. You're overspending still. Okay? You're got us in yet another Middle East conflict. It's a war. You did a 180. So any of the trust that I had built up, the last little bit of reserve that I had for government during the 2024 Trump campaign, when I was like, he got shot and got up and was like, keep fighting. That to me, it was, he was like, yo, the deep state trying to take me out. Fuck the deep state. If they do it, they do it. But I'm going to save the America. That storyline is amazing. I love an amazing story. I love back in the day movies where it was the one lone dude, and nobody's won, but the heroes usually back in the day is the one guy. And the one guy's against all of the evil villains. And he wins beyond all fucking Even Rocky, fucking Drago had fucking all of the team of scientists giving them the fucking drugs, right? This story was lining up for Trump to be that. Against all of the deep state motherfuckers. He is the deep state. He is. He put together a crew. See, this is the difference between, my man Gerard was saying this. He a comedian. And it's true. Now all of the movies is collectivism. All of the movies is collectives. And I'll expand on that statement. Now they're promoting this. We were supposed to be fighting against Hydra. Now they want us to be Hydra. They're paying and buying motherfuckers to be Hydra. Be Hydra. Hydra, Hydra, Hydra. Instead of you being the person fighting against Hydra. Instead of even all of the badass superheroes. Batman was the one, and they all had a little person with him. Batman had Robin or Alfred, right? But now it's a fucking... Michael Jordan wanted to beat Larry Bird, beat Magic Johnson. He didn't want to fucking join their team. I'm going to beat these guys so I could be the great. Kobe, I want to beat these motherfuckers. Then LeBron shows up. Let's do a team. Let's do together. Let's make a collective. Everything get soft. Everything get fucking socialism. And I'm not saying don't work together. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a mindset. So now, instead of us being America, rugged individualism, us working together as an individual for our communities to push back against the socialist, communist, overly collectivist agenda, they flip that shit. So when I question, are you a part of fucking Hydra? Because you're looking tentacly. When you're looking like you a fucking octopus, I start going, you're doing octopus shit. You Hydra? Now I'm the bad guy. I'm low IQ because I'm paying attention to fucking history. Appreciate you to Will Voss. Let me give some of the super chats real quick. Will Voss gave $5, said, I'm about to be unemployed, big dog, but here you go. Hey, Will, don't be unemployed. Sell the merch. For those of y'all that don't know, we have an affiliate program. Everybody DM me or email me. Maj2ray@solutionaryuniversity.org. It's free. You don't have to spend no money. You get your own personalized link. You promote the merch, and you take percentage. You get a commission. You determine how much you want to get, when you want to get paid, whatever. We cash you out in PayPal. All right? Everybody that wants to do that, you can do that. If you fuck with our mission, if you're watching the show, you're probably a solutionary. Shoot me a DM or an email on whatever platform you're watching this on. Yo, Maj, send me the link so I can be an affiliate. Okay? Make some money. I don't care if it's only a quick little $500,000 a month. Just promote, promote, promote. That's my email right here in the chat. And it's on the screen now. Maj2ray@solutionaryuniversity.org. Email me. That's my email. Everybody that wants the link, email me. Everybody that wants the link to do that, email me. It costs you no money. This is not multi-level marketing. It's not. I have a link for you to promote the merch. Follow me on all of the social media, especially on Twitter, right? Or X. When I post about something, take a picture of the shirt or me in the shirt or whatever. Buy the shirt yourself. Buy the shirt yourself with your own link and get paid commission off your own shit. That makes sense to me. Nonetheless. And then when you wear it around, people say, where you get that shirt from? Give them your link. But anyway, follow me on all of the socials. When I post about stuff, put the link under my shit and I'll repost you. And then you'll get paid off the commissions. All right? Email me right there. I don't want nobody in the chat. I'm a superhero. That's what I tell myself. I serve the people. I'm a superhero. I do hero shit every day. I want to do hero shit every day. There's nothing more heroic than getting to some money, right? Will, you just emailed me. I just got your email, right? Yep. Will just did it. Will, if I'm lying, call me out. And right in the chat in front of everybody. See, that's the other thing. Sometimes y'all think I'm bullshitting, but I got a lot of shit going on, right? I'm going to respond to Will's Maj, his inbox, his title says, Hi Maj, right? Will just said right there, he's not lying. It's actually me, guys. All right? My point in saying that is, one of the best superhero things that I can do is if I've figured out a way to make a couple dollars, help everybody else make a couple dollars too. We all could eat. Now that's cooperative economics that we're talking about. That's teamwork. We're not in opposition to that shit. We're not in opposition to that, but we are pushing back against the bullshit. Yeah, it's not somebody in the Philippines. It's actually me, right? My point is, I want everybody to sign up for that. Y'all got my email. It's on the screen right now. Now, going back to this conversation, right? Sidebar, guys, let's get the likes up. It's 212 of y'all watching. This is what I'm going to ask everybody to do. We are $170 away from our goal. Let's say 200 to call it even. It's less than 200, but, I'm going to say 200 just because my brain, right? It's 215 of y'all watching. I'm going to ask everybody to do me a huge favor. W.A. Ferry. All right, just gave an email right now. I got you. I'm going to respond to all of y'all right after the show. Let me say this to y'all. I want everybody in the show to do a huge favor for me. Huge favor. I want y'all all to go to givesendgo.com/solutionary and donate $10. If you can donate more, cool. Every donor that gives at the $100 level, you get lifetime access to all of the classes, all of the curriculums, all of that. We need $200 before midnight. That's 2 hours. We need $200. I want everybody to support. Everybody to support. I'm saying this because us having conversations is a great thing. And that's why I'm bringing the show back every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Okay? Because I want y'all to get more nuanced understanding of my positions on things. Some of y'all have been following me for years, and I fuck with y'all. I love this engagement. I love it. This is the best job in the world. It gets frustrating at times, but the most frustrating thing is fundraising. We are 100 and I want to say 99, 97, right? $100 donors away from being done with fundraising. That's going to take such a load off my back. Pause. Right? Fundraising is the most difficult part of this job. It's not the classes. It's not getting the merch to y'all. It's not setting up for the shows. It's none of that. It's the fucking fundraising. That is the drain. That is the drain. So when I say to y'all, we need help. When I say to y'all, y'all, listen, the shows are cool, and I want to give y'all as much information as possible. And I want to say this too, before I continue. When I'm being aggressive, like in my speech, I'm from Philly. I'm not saying it like in a legit, like I'm trying to be rude to y'all. Unless I'm not rude to anybody unless they rude to me. I want to be clear about that. So we banter on here, we chop it up, we talk shit. I'm razzing on y'all like we family. Y'all razz on me. That's what it is, right? I've struggled with so many things quietly and sacrificed for this work. I would 1000% be a multi-millionaire at this point if I was not doing this. I really enjoy this, but this is not the most financially fucking wonderful shit to do. It's nonprofit work, essentially, without going through the government and NGOs. It's nonprofit without the communism, right? But when I'm telling y'all, it's 200 of y'all, and I love these shows where it's only a few hundred people. I love these ones because it's more intimate to me. We get to really be together, right? When I say it's 200 of y'all, right? And if 200 of y'all just pitch in $10, yo, that's great. I'm saying if y'all fuck with my takes, if y'all fuck with me not being one of these fake fucking Hollywood Second Amendment motherfuckers, and I met all of them. And I'm not talking about nobody in particular, but it's a lot of these motherfuckers that wouldn't do nothing to defend the Second Amendment for the world. I'm telling you. Some of y'all not aware. I've been doing this work for 10 years, literally. Okay? If you rock with somebody that's really going to respond to your email, that's really going to hit you up in a message, that's because sometimes I miss them. But that's really going to be like, yo, shoot me an email, and it's actually them. If you fuck with somebody that's really doing the work, I'm telling you, this shit is needed, it's rare, and we need help. Somebody just gave a donation. Pierre gave 20. Thank you, Pierre. Pierre just gave 20. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up on the screen, actually. Pierre just said, let me refresh this joint. Right here, Pierre said from tonight's live stream. Right before that was Riggs, who said, wish I can give more. Keep rocking. We need your voice. Appreciate you, bro. David gave 10. Anonymous was earlier, gave 100. So since the show started, 110, 130, 150, right? This is what we need. We now need what I said, 200. So let's go back to 180. We need 180, right? 180 more donors. It's 213 of you in the chat. Imagine if I could get half of y'all to just give $10. Let's say 100 people gave $10. That's what tonight's goal is. I want 100 people to give $10. And I'm saying this to y'all because this shit is real. And my bad, y'all. Responding to an email. Shania just asked, was the 90-day RV stay you did helpful with fundraising? It was, but I wound up, I had to leave earlier than 90 days. It was helpful. However, it got us closer. It did. I would love to do that again. I would love to do that in the summer. That would be great. Maybe I will. You never know. My point in saying this to y'all is this, though. This shit is difficult. I love this shit, but it's difficult. I love seeing a new student that had no understanding of the Second Amendment, right? Tap in and be like, oh shit, and them dots start connecting. I love that shit. I love it. I love when a person has a question, or I've had people have issues. I've said on shows before, yo, when we talking about guns, yo, if you're going through something, stress, depression, suicidal thoughts, shoot me an email. I'd rather talk to you and hear the bullshit that you're going through than read your obituary. And then people will email me or people will DM me on Instagram and I'll call them right on Instagram. I am the most non-fucking Hollywood famous person. Appreciate that. Shania's Healing Pharmacy with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Everybody, givesendgo.com/solutionary. A book, there you go. A bookworm, throw that up on the in the chat again real quick. I'm saying this to say, somebody match that. Shania says somebody match that. Somebody match that $10 donation, but do it at givesendgo.com/solutionary. We're going to switch off the super chats for a little bit. Not like switch them off right now, but what I mean is, I want to make sure that we're sending it to the fundraising. The fundraising is the most difficult fucking part of the job, right? All I'm telling y'all is, oh, it's pinned at the top of the chat. Oh, I'm such a boomer. Right, I'm 100 years old. It's pinned at the top of the chat, y'all, for those that are in the chat, okay? Let me say this. When I say that this shit is fulfilling because it's passionate, sometimes fulfillment does not mean money. But you need money to do the thing. Eli with the $10 super chat. Hey, y'all, put the $10 in the Give, Send, Go. Thank you, though. Eli, I appreciate you, bro. From the shy. I'm going to put it on the screen. The link is on the screen now. givesendgo.com/solutionary. When I'm telling y'all that we are in the brewing decision. We fought, when the Biden administration was in, I was in Miami, and they opened this thing called the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. And they gave them $13 billion, right? And a few years before that, one of the people that was on that board, I had bust his ass in a World Economic Forum debate in Chicago that the Giffords Group put together. $13 billion. We was up against that. We David, they Goliath. But all tyrants fucking fall. I could fight. I'm strong. I'm smart. I reserve the right to fuck my enemies up. I'm down to earth. I'm communicative. So I'm not going to lie to y'all. Just like this conversation today about Iran. Maybe. If the United States government start being honest about the bullshit that they doing, I might be down with it. Anonymous just gave a $10 donation. Thank you, Anonymous. I'm 150 years old. Somebody said, what a great quote. What was the quote? I'm 150. I forgot. What was the quote? Type it. So somebody matched that $10 donation from Anonymous. Who was that? Let me look real quick. Anonymous just gave a dime. Let me I'm going to tell y'all the rest of the story in a little bit. I'm going to rock with y'all a little bit longer tonight. Another anonymous donor just gave $25. Thank you, anonymous. Let me restream that. Somebody gave 25. It must have not shown up yet. Anonymous gave a $25 donation, just that. Just keep them coming, y'all. I'm going to still rock with y'all. I want to talk to y'all about this. So I just want y'all to see that as it's happening in real time. Okay? When I'm telling y'all this holistic approach to being a man of the people that goes into different rooms, right? And sees the bullshit in the room and be like, y'all on some fuck shit in that room. And then come be with the people. I got to go do stuff that the general public does not do, right? I move at times that the general public does not move. I wake up at 3:30 every morning. I usually travel whatever city I'm in. I might have been, you never know, I might have been in a whole tropical new city last week, 2 weeks ago, and y'all would have never known, right? I move and operate like those people do because they move in the shadows. I move that way, but I also walk out in the daytime. I'm the day walker. Basically, I'm fucking Blade. I'm the day walker. I got all of the superpowers of the fucking villains, but I could be tanning in the sun and shit. Okay? That's that. Saying that to say, when I go into them different Skeletor evil demon rooms, right? Valentina says all right, naturally arm, I got you. With the link. When I say I go into them rooms and see, not that they all evil, right? They just don't got the same interest that we got. And I don't knock nobody for having a different interest. If you believe right now that Iran must go because this is a quote or a phrase that y'all hear a lot, Islam is incompatible with the Western world, right? You'll hear that a lot. Even though Islam means of peace, one of peace. You get different sects of any type of value system. Some of them are good, and some of them are fucking horrible. The Ku Klux Klan is technically a Christian organization. Okay? Technically. But do they represent all Christians? Fuck no. So my point in saying that is, you'll hear people saying these things, but they don't ever do any of the knowledge to really, you know what I mean? Or they were in war. They were in a fucked up section of that situation. Like Afghanistan is fucked. All of my friends that were, I'm talking about, that was in Afghanistan, whether they was actual getting busy, catching bodies and shit, or just the dude keeping the Wi-Fi on. And I'm not shitting on either one of those. The army has different positions, right? Because for every dude that's the shooter, it's 10 dudes that got to make it capable for him to be in position. So I'm not shitting on that, right? My point in saying this is, when there are multiple levels of people that tell me how, there's a real thing in Afghanistan where young boys are trotted out to the older men for sexual shit. Did y'all know that? That's like a standard practice. I'm not making this up to be funny. I'm not. So when multiple homies that I have different conversations with, and they don't know the other person, and they don't know that I asked them the same thing, and they tell me the same thing, I forget the name of it. It's like a ceremony where they like bring young boys out, and a lot of times the older young boys are dressed like girls for sexual shit. I'm not bullshitting you. So if you was exposed to that portion because you was over there on a tour, that's your worldview of Islam. You never went to Dubai. You never seen them sharp, smart motherfuckers that practice, that pray 5 times a day, that don't steal, that are dialed in their faith. Yeah, the bachi, some shit like that. That's the name of the whatever it is, right? So I understand their worldview because they were in the military. They were exposed to that. They seen them adult men fucking them adolescent boys, dressing them up like girls and shit, parading them in front of the boys, in front of the men, because that sect believes that that's more righteous than doing that with women. It's not me making it up. Go fucking look it up. So I don't judge a person that was in the military and was fighting against people in Afghanistan, and they had that value system, and they lost friends to one of them fucking goat fuckers with an AK and some fucking sandals. I understand his worldview. I understand. Yeah, my man Nick told me about it. The Reaper told me about it. Somebody said Nick Irvin talked about it. I didn't know he talked about it publicly. But yeah, and not just Nick. Buck Doyle told me the same shit. I asked all of my friends, I never want to fucking go to war. Ever. Am I being more and more prepared for it? Yeah. Yep. I 1000% am. I 1000% am. See, the difference is, I can, even though I might not highlight this shit, there are people, I could get Nick on the line at any time I feel like it. Last time I talked to Nick, he like, yo, come down to the, let's let, you know what I mean? So when I'm asking certain people about certain things, I ask them because I want to know their worldview. This is a recurring theme with me. Guys, listen, also, support. The last donor was $25. Let's get 10 people to match a $25 donation at givesendgo.com/solutionary. The people that I talk to, that I have respect for, some people I'm public with, that my friendship with, some I am not. I ask them different questions because I ask questions because I generally want to know the fucking answer. I ask questions for understanding, not debate. Not debate. I ask because I'm like, yeah, I want to know this. So someone's worldview, I don't judge it. I know why people think, when I hear women say, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't want to get too bulky. I know that they've been told some shit. I know that that's not a thing. But I know why they think that. So I don't judge them negatively for it. If possible, I share new information to help realign their perception in a proper direction. That's what the conversations on the shows are about. Everybody hit the like button, subscribe button. I want everybody to subscribe to the channel. Everybody subscribe. I'm talking to y'all every day, Monday through Friday, because we need to have these conversations. Kymer Shadow asked early, I think that was Kymer Shadow that said, what has changed about my opinion on Iran? I am becoming more open to the concept if the United States government told the truth about why we're really there is to control the resources in the region and do gangster shit, I would respect it more. And I would actually, it wasn't Kymer Shadow, it was somebody else, my bad. I would respect it more and I would be more open to it. I'm okay with violence. I don't want it. I don't prefer it. I'm okay with violence. Violence is a part of humanity. It is. Anybody that carries a gun and don't tell you that, they fucking lying to you. Or they carrying a gun to like be cool with it. I will fuck you all the way over. I will hurt you. I will hurt you and laugh. You do some fucked up shit to me and I will fuck you all the way up. It's not even a question. It's not a question. I'm strong as shit. I am strong as shit and tenacious, and I don't give a fuck. I am from North Philadelphia, actually. My refined, philosophical, spiritual nature of shit is because I've accepted some of the harsh realities of life, and then you get kind of a Zen whole thing to it. So my acceptance of what's happening in Iran is my understanding that the United States government is just lying about it, as they do. So I can't buy into a lie. Stephen Carter says, if you have to say it. I'm assuming that you're saying, if you have to say it, that means it's not really true or whatever. Cool. If that's what you mean, that's your worldview. I understand it. Cool. Ask the person who stabbed me in the face about that. Nonetheless, this being the case, I can't lean people into a lie. I can accept people making that decision based on actual information and actual data and real-time shit. Okay? That's just what it is. I can accept that you going to do this thing. If you say to a young lady, hey, right? Here's what I tell women that I've dated, right? I'm controlling. I'm possessive. You're mine. You're mine. I'm very upfront. And I explain what those words mean, my definition. And then we find out if there's symmetry and whatever, or they go, absolutely not. I'm a strong, independent woman, or whatever they do. Cool. Right? And if they go, all right, cool, I'm familiar with the parameters, I'm okay with this program. Right? The Solutionary 9, same thing. We got 9 daily activities. I don't care if you don't do them. I care that you do them. If you don't do them, I more care that you pretended like you did it when you didn't. The first thing that we do when we wake up as solutionaries, when our alarm goes off, the first question that we ask is, am I going to be a solutionary or a sucker today? If you hit the snooze button, you started the day as a sucker. I just need you to own it. I need you to say, I'm on some sucker shit today. I just need you to own that. Don't come in our solutionary private group fucking with the before 4 a.m. crew. There's some people in the crew, in the group, that's part of the before 4 a.m. crew. I be doing whole fucking philosophical goddamn texts a lot of mornings. Motivational shit. Hey, y'all, today, blah, 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 right? 3:45. My man Eric in the joint, he get up at 2:30 now. He gets up at 2:30. Work out, all of that shit, all before work. I be working out of the gym before most people even fucking woke up, right? I'm saying this because those people in that group don't come in there with the bullshit. You either did it or you didn't. And if you didn't, get low, get quiet, go figure it out, or say, I didn't, I need some help, depending on your learning style, right? So that's the thing. That's something that's standard with us as solutionaries. I'm not going to deviate from that fucking standard for the United States government just because they liars and I want to be looking like I'm cool with the clique. Fuck your clique. I don't deviate from the Constitution. Fortunately for y'all, or unfortunately for us, the war powers resolution is a thing. Don't ask me to pretend like that's not acts of war. Don't act like it, because I'm not. Does it fit the legalese definition of Operation Desert Storm, Operation such and such? Yes, it does. It's still war, because if somebody did it to us, we will be calling it war. Saying all of that to say, my position on Iran has changed in the sense of I'm more open to accepting it if it's under the non-morally attached. We are Xerxes. What's up, Confidence Reloaded? How are you? We are Xerxes. We are not Leonidas in the 300. We are the empire. We're going over there to take that shit. And y'all explain the chessboard to the rest of the world. But y'all trying to pretend like y'all explaining it like doctors. Doctors don't explain shit right. They just do the surgery. Nurses explain it well. But it needs to be explained to the patient, regardless. And if that nurse or that doctor does a shit job of explaining it, and I go, this seems like a shit job, and I don't want the surgery now, don't get mad at me. Because I have a standard. It's the same thing with Iran. My primary answer is no thank you. For the reasons that y'all are lying to me saying this, that's the reason why. No thank you. If you're telling me it's about the freedom of the Iranian people, and week 1, you blew up a whole bunch of girls in a school, I don't know if it was targeted or not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying your actions led to a fucking school blowing the fuck up with a bunch of girls in it. No thank you. That does not fit. We're trying to liberate the people of Iran. Even if you take the murders out, which you can't, because those lives don't get, it's not a video game, right? Even if you don't. And if your answer is, we doing it to free the people of Iran. No, thank you. I don't care about, the Iranians this idea that the Middle East is going to be liberated, right, for white Christians is the most stupid shit in the universe. That's not how that region operates. Y'all don't learn nothing from these fucking movies too? The Kingdom of God? Go watch the director's cut. Oh my God. Everybody sees the meme with the masked king that was played by Edward Norton. If y'all didn't know. Movies with Maj coming soon. Everybody knows that meme, right? With the guy with the cut and just silence, right? Go watch that movie, The Kingdom of God, the extended cut, the director's cut. The other one, they chopped a bunch of shit out. It's not as cool. Anyway, that And they were respectful with each other, the Christians and the Muslims in that region, but they were very clear guidelines and boundaries. It's not how that shit gonna go. Okay? So, no thank you. The people of Iran, if they want to be in opposition to that situation, freedom got to get took. You got to take it. You got to take it. I can help you, but I got America to fuck with. So that's why my answer is no thank you. No thank you. Now, if you say to me, this is how this is going to economically, socially, I can't even say spiritually, politically align America to be on point for the next 100 years. I might be on point, but it's all gangster shit and it's not morally uprighteous. I might be like, I understand. Maybe. Because I'm a realist. And this is before we have the conversation of, and I'm okay with violence. I understand it. It's always going to come down to germs and steel. Great book, by the way. I understand it, and you're not pretending to me. That's the part where they losing me. And they don't need me. I'm just a dude on the internet saying stuff and just trying to help the community get better. I'm one dude. Captain America. I'm a superhero, right? Trying to create force multipliers. They got all of the money, all of the resources. They don't need me, my compliance or my agreement. Okay? With that being the case, if y'all told us that, I might be more open to it. And be like, yeah. Because it's what it is when we are empire. But we then have to accept that you guys don't have the moral high ground anymore. Don't talk about, when you cross this Rubicon, don't hit me with this moral shit anymore about anything. If you told me that tax dollars are wasted on foreign wars, don't be mad when we figure out every way to exhaust every stripe and page and drop of ink from the tax code to never have to pay any money in taxes lawfully. Don't be mad at us. Don't be mad at me when I say no to things that are good for my power, but maybe not morally upright. When you cross a Rubicon, it's no turning back. When you say it's okay to go over here and kill people for their stuff, don't come back to me talking that moral high ground shit. Don't talk to me about gun laws when you motherfuckers, Operation Fast and Furious, sold guns to the Sinaloa drug cartel down in Mexico. That is a proven fucking op. It's not deep science. Maybe they'll make a movie about it in 20 years, like Snowfall and shit, right? TV show. Miss me with the moral hijinks at that point. But you can't have it both ways with me. I don't go both ways. I don't do that. I'm not judging anybody else's way of living. I'm straight, literally and figuratively. You can't claim the moral high ground for righteousness and we the shining light for the world and da-da-da-da-da. You want the treatment of Leonidas, the righteous man. You want the treatment of the righteous man. Like the first dad in the first season of Game of Thrones. Jon Snow's dad. You want that righteous energy and respect. But you out here conniving like Lord Baelish. You out here evil as fuck. Like Cersei Lannister and her pop. But you want to claim the moral high ground. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. But if you want to do some gangster shit, you want to own some gangster shit, once we get in this car, we on a mission. I'm telling you, once we get in this car, we on a mission. You all right if you say let me out. Boys in the hood, let me out. Hey, yo, let me out. Yeah, you want to get out the car. We gonna go do crime. We are doing gangster shit. There are rules with this gangster shit. Once we go do the crime, don't nobody talk about shit. If you start talking about shit, it's open season on you too. So when somebody earlier in the chat said it's not street beef, and when I said you out your fucking mind, everybody that got paid off the COVID money got pardons, the electronic pen shit. They made a whole big fuss about that. Oh, I as Trump might rescind some of that auto pen shit. That was just some shit they told the general public. He ain't arrested nobody. He's actually saying, oh, I like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is all over the fucking Epstein files. Hillary Clinton right now, no bullshit. Hillary Clinton right now was saying she kind of is appreciating the direction that Donald Trump is going on his foreign policy. This shit happened today. Hillary Clinton, whom Donald Trump said if he was in charge, she would be in jail. He said that on the debate stage. That happened. You can't memory hole my shit. This shit happened. He has said, I like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton backed him up when he did the, what you call that shit? We had to sit down about the Epstein shit. Now Hillary Clinton is saying, I like the direction he's going with this. And they all busting it up when a president dies, when there's an inauguration, they all chopping it up. I've been in them rooms. I've been backstage at them rooms. I see how it go. Some of y'all just don't know how many stages I've been on. That's fine. I ain't tripping about that. I'm just telling y'all, we have to do the work together. We got to do it. They're not going to do it. Their worldview is for them and their team. That's it. I feel the same way. My worldview is for me and solutionaries. If you're not a solutionary, I don't give a fuck about you. As a human, like spiritual or philosophical shit, right? I care. You're a human. I won't attack you. I won't attack you. But my primary focus is my team. My team is solutionaries. My team is people that's putting them donors that just gave $25 here, $10 here, da. Sidebar, guys. Let's get 4 people to go at the $25 level. I ain't going to end the stream until we fucking get another, whatever the number is, our goal. We should be able to do that. There's 236 of y'all watching right now. I love when it's this small amount of people. I love it because I get to chop it up. If y'all got any questions, ask the questions too, right? When we are recognizing that they got their worldview and they don't give a fuck about your worldview, unless it is in relation to how it impacts their desired outcome, we, the people, have to take the same take. I don't give a fuck what your corporate interests are for the Gaza Strip, Black Rock. Now, if I had some money over there, it'd be different. It'll be different. It's just what it is. But my resources, intellect, passion, and desired outcomes are for the people that I fuck with. I'm notoriously difficult as a trainer. Like if you go to the gym with me, right? Miss Ann is a perfect example. One day the gym was closed, and Miss Ann, she's in Philly. I ain't tell her, but we ran up and down the rocky steps. She trying to lose 20 pounds. She ran up and down the rocky steps. I said, all we're going to do today is run up these steps and down them 9 times. And she was like, what? I didn't tell her till we got there. And she finished. First time. In the cold. I am notoriously difficult as a trainer because I demand more of my people. I demand more of us. If you a solutionary, you already going in the direction that the vast majority of the general public is not. You just are. There's pushback. We allowed to dialogue about things. And when y'all get something right, I'll be like, damn, I ain't know that. The dude that just died is some shit. He was the director of one of my Rob Reiner. It was an episode of the show that I did like a couple months back. And I was like, fuck Rob, or whoever it was, right? And it was like, yo, you know he did the Princess Bride, right? And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Right? And y'all told me, and I was like, oh shit, well, respect to him. I love that movie. It's one of the movies of my, my point in saying that is we push each other and we challenge each other and we sharpen each other. But you're not going to hear many people in the Solutionary chat like, yeah, I trust the government. The Solutionaries walk around with shirts that say freedom over everything. They walk around with shirts that say being a bitch is un-American. Motherfuckers get up in the morning that got a mug that says being a bitch is un-American. And they drink their first cup of coffee and they on some don't talk to me, drink their first cup of Joe. Right? With a mug that says being a bitch is un-American. That person is not falling for the fake party line. They're not. If I start saying too many things that look like too much of the party line, they go, fuck is up. They got to you, Maj? I'm just telling you, that's who we are as people. My worldview is to focus on those people that want to make the world more freedom-based, limited government-based. And we got a blueprint, the Solutionary 9, Constitution. This ain't difficult. This ain't difficult. So just like they have their worldview, I'm able to go, that's some bullshit, that's some bullshit. I might agree with that. I understand that. That's some bullshit. Our worldview is this. To a leftist, we look crazy. You mean to tell me you're just going to be walking around with a gun all the time? You're going to go everywhere with a fucking first aid kit? Yeah. You mean to tell me you're going to take a stop to bleed class? You mean to tell me you're going to get up at 3:30 in the morning? You mean to tell me you're going to learn how to preserve food and grow food on the farm? And yeah, I am. I am. And to them, you look delusional. We are all talking right now. Y'all are listening to me on a screen with no wires in real time. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, you might have been burnt at the stake for even suggesting this type of shit could even exist. Yeah, we fucking delusional. We are flying on airplanes with beds on them and bars and shit and phones, talking on FaceTimes like the Jetsons back in the day, cartoon shit, because somebody was delusional, consistent, and persistent enough to make it so. I want us to be that. It's okay, cool. That's our worldview. You ain't got to agree with it. You ain't got to believe it. But I'm going to cater to the people in our space to make sure that we're strong and empowered, and we add and add and add and add and build. So when the other bullshit falls, we the last men and women standing. That's not complicated. To me, it's not. In any way, shape, or form is this complicated. Not at all. So when I say I changed my mind about Iran, I'm saying if the United States government, which is a far fucking stretch, if the United States government says, yeah, we just doing gangster shit, bro. And I feel like they inching there. Every time I see Pete Hegseth on the stage, I'm like, this motherfucker's a party promoter. I'm like, damn, bro. They getting up there like, yeah. Trump just said on the stage yesterday, I bullshit y'all not. This is the part that I like about Trump. Trump said, there's no other president that could get away with the shit that I do. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm not paraphrasing. So there's a certain level of, he got like 3 baby moms. He got a bunch of divorces. You know what I'm saying? He got a bunch of kids. He a hood dude, in my opinion. So it's just a matter of time before they come out the closet and be like, look, we're just doing gangster shit now. It's just what it is, right? And if that's the case, and if you own it, and you're putting down this moral high ground, because war is not a moral high ground if you are not under attack. If I pull my gun out and shoot somebody because they said death to Maj, that's not the moral high ground. That's a lack of emotional control. That's a lack of fucking discipline. You know how many death threats I get in my fucking DMs? Somebody told me if I'm lying, I'm flying. Somebody told me today. Somebody gave me all types of shit today. No bullshit. See that right there? I don't know if y'all can see it. He was mad about my shirt that said, war is gay. Right? And I said, You don't got to be gay about it. I laughed. This guy, not lying, that string of shit right there is this guy cussing me out. He says, yeah, fuck your mother, your grandmother, fuck them in the face too, both. I said that, your mom and granny, then gave me the middle finger emoji, then said, fuck them in the face with emojis. Fuck your merch as well, along with your mother and grandmother. I lied to you not, right? And then I said, shut your gay ass up. Then he went again, and he said he's a communist, and then I sent them the fuck communist t-shirt with the link. I get about 3 to 4 death threats a day. I'm not lying. Sometimes I make content off of it. It's funny. If you know me in real life, I laugh at all of the inappropriate shit. My spirit, I'm from, like, you can't even hurt my feelings. My feelings been dead on the inside for the most part, right? So, like, if somebody says something to me, threatens me with words, I laugh at that shit. I laugh at that shit. I don't get to go pull my gun out and go shoot them. So if that's my position for me as a moral person, as a being, the smallest republic is the individual. And we are a constitutional republic. If that's the moral position that I take, I hold my elected officials to that same standard. And if y'all say, we not doing the moral high ground shit, it's might is right. All right, cool. Now, my moral ethos does not mean I'm still going to do that. I'm just not going to let y'all dictate to me moral high ground shit now. Because y'all just openly said it, and that's why they lying to you. So that's why my position has changed. Yeah, if it's about strong arming shit, taking some corners, securing a few more blocks, making the money for the people, there's other means to do it. You don't got to rob. You can be an entrepreneur. What happened to drill oil, drill baby drill? What happened to getting rid of the red tape? What happened to strengthening America? No, you still want to import 600,000 Chinese H-1B visas, Indian H-1B visas. This is the Trump administration, the opposite of what he campaigned on. So now when I call you out for that again, it's the same thing. Just say, oh, I was bullshitting. All right, cool, you was bullshitting. I ain't bullshitting, though. But now you can't bullshit me because you never was. Now it's just out in the open. Okay? These are the positions that we got to take. So if we on some gangster shit, all right. My friends are killers. Literally. I'm not judging them for what they've done in the service of country, etc. I'm not judging them for that. I learn from them and go, all right, cool. This is the way of the world. There are certain parts of the world. I got video in Texas of a man chopping off another man's head in a motel parking lot. He was from like India or somewhere. He chopped his boss's head off in front of his wife and their son because of an on-the-job dispute. I am fully aware that violence reigns supreme. I don't know. I never put the video out because I'm like, man, I don't want to get my channel took. I have a video. Broad as day. Then he kicked the dude's head. Full-grown men were around. Nobody pulled out a gun and shot the motherfucker. Because there was plenty of time to shoot him before he actually chopped the head off. He chopped this dude's head off in a fucking parking lot. He worked at the motel with the dude whose head he chopped off. This violence is the world. This bubble that we in, not only just in America, but we in America at this time in world history, like with air conditioners and shit. Like, that's not normal. Air conditioners are not normal. Compared to like the timeline of Earth, that shit not normal. That's a modern convenience. Your car is a modern luxury. You're not born with a car. Like, you don't come out your mom's vagina with a car. That's some ingenuitive shit that made life a little bit easier. But that's not the real world. The elements is the real world. And I just accept that. Right? Like, ladies, if you're with a dude right now, and we're going to wrap up soon, y'all. If you're with a dude, you should ask yourself, does this man have the capability to defend, secure and defend what we have in an apocalyptic scenario? You should ask that question. Because if he cannot, you don't really love him. You love who he is currently while his social construct is still in place. That's who you really love. You love the guy that takes you to brunch. Anybody that's ever went on a date with me that I've seriously dated or has had long conversations and watched me in real world goes, nah, that motherfucker, I'd probably be good in the post-apocalyptic shit. First of all, I don't give a shit about a lot of shit. The things that people care about, I don't care. Now, you know how people be like, make your bed every morning. I don't give a fuck about making your bed. I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, man, you got to have a gym bag to go to the gym. No, you don't. Just go to the fucking gym. Just go in there and do the shit. They got all of the stuff right there. Just do the stuff and leave. Or shower there and leave. Or shower at home. So, like, you should ask yourself these questions to get really, really familiar with fucking the concept of violence. Because that actually might makes right is what makes the world. But don't tell me you're righteous and working on being spiritual and a good Christian or a good Jew or a good Muslim, and your whole entire argument is conquest and violating other people. Diplomacy, having the strength to do so and operating through free trade and enterprise, that is the higher level man. I could take his shit, but I'm not. The mark of a genuinely good person is how good do they protect the people that can't protect themselves. Anybody that's ever went anywhere with me is like, hope don't nothing crazy happen because here comes fucking Maj being a fucking hero. I like doing hero shit. I am working on being a more and more and more righteous man with the 1000% capability of ripping your face off, boiling it for stew, and snacking on your fucking skin. But I would prefer not to. All of you have to be that way. I'm okay with it. I would prefer not to. For you. Not, I'm just a nice guy. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? You're a nice guy. What is your skill level? What are your capabilities? What is the honest reality that you are dealing with in this world? And that means being open to certain concepts, but don't be bullshitted into the concept. We're not getting tricked into the concept. We're not getting tricked into a war with Iran. We're not going to be quiet because that's the way of the world. No, we're going, that is how the way of the world can be. But I thought we were trying to be a little bit different than that. Can we get those same outcomes without just using the might of the military? Because to my understanding, regardless of these 47 years of motherfuckers was killing 1,000 people, to my understanding, the Iranian people don't, like, most Americans wasn't walking around going like, holy shit, Iranian missiles in any given moment. No, we weren't. And that's the balance. Anyway, guys, I think that's a cool way to wrap up. Listen, y'all, if you got any questions while I'm giving this wrap up shit, ask the questions down in the chat. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for tapping in with me. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We went a little over. We went over about 45 minutes to an hour today. It's usually 1 hour. Stephen Carter says, the psychopath with the heart of gold is a Hollywood myth. I ain't say a psychopath with a heart of gold. That's not what I said. I said, okay with understanding what the world is. My heart is not gold. My shit is like muscle and fucking arteries and shit. If your heart was made of gold, you wouldn't be alive. I don't do too much of the similes, metaphors, and all that other shit, unless I'm teaching a point. But not me. I don't have a heart of gold. My heart pumps blood, never fucking Kool-Aid. That being the case, guys, there's 250 of y'all watching. I'm going to ask everybody to do something if you got some value from the show tonight. Go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. All 250 of y'all, everybody, if you're watching on X, nobody on X tonight reposted the show, which is actually fucking crazy. This is what I'm talking about. But y'all was reposting the shit out of fucking Nick Fuentes. What's his name? Nick Fuentes and all of them other goofballs. But okay, whatever. I'm not mad at y'all. You got your reasons for doing it, right? Nonetheless, 250 of y'all tonight. Okay? Everybody, we need your help. I think we said we had $150, $170 left, right? Whatever the number is. I want everybody, let's say if it's $200, if 100 people, Fuentes isn't Jewish, is it? I thought it was Spanish or Mexican. We need $200, y'all. One of y'all give $200. One of y'all give $10. A bunch of y'all give $10. 20 people give $10. Y'all know the math. Whatever you can give, guys. Go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Support the work. The conversations is for us to sharpen our talking points, to challenge each other, for y'all to challenge me, for me to give y'all pushback, for me to help y'all realign your perception. Not in a disrespectful way. I'm a little, again, aggressive. However, it's all love. I love communicating with y'all. I love this part of my job. I love it. The fundraising part, I hate it. It's very, very difficult. But it's going to be easy because y'all are going to pitch in tonight. We need $200 left, 150, whatever that number is. That fluctuates like my age, right? Givesendgo.com/solutionary if you got some value from the show tonight. We will be here tomorrow, same time, same channel, youtube.com/Maj Toure. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Most of y'all not subscribed to the channel. If you're watching on X right now, subscribe to the YouTube channel. youtube.com/Maj Toure. My email is up there too, majtoure@solutionaryuniversity.org. Everybody that wants the link to sell the merch, the free link, this ain't multi-level marketing. You want the link? Shoot me an email. Subscribe to the channel. And I need everybody to donate. If 250 of y'all give $10, y'all know the math. 250 times 10, you get it. And that would be awesome. For those of y'all that did donate tonight, I'm going to do some donor shouts. I'm going to engage with everybody in the DMs right now. So if you got questions that were not answered in the chat, shoot me a DM on X. Shoot me a DM on whatever platform you're watching this on, or shoot me an email. But again, guys, support the actual work. This is where the rubber meets the road. Y'all agreed with me a lot. We talked that shit, right? And this is great. I love it. But what we really need is support and resources. So don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till later. Every donor at $100. If 2 people gave it the $100 level, that's great, right? Every donor at the $100 level gets lifetime access to all of the classes. Yours forever. The curriculums, the videos, all of the stuff, right? That's for everybody $100 or more. If you can't give it the $100 level, just give what you can. Givesendgo.com/solutionary. I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow, other than the people that I'm going to be chopping it up with in the DMs and the emails that have any questions. I'll talk to y'all in a bit. Be safe. Be solutionary.